Welcome to today's live. We're talking about essential nutrients every child with special needs needs. Please call your loved ones, call your friends, call your neighbors, tell them we are live. Tell them the Peseta Mom is live. Our daily life is on. Can I be heard? Can I be seen? Can I be heard? Can I be seen? Please, can I see that in the comment section? If I can be seen, can I see that? Alrighty. Essential nutrients every child needs. Welcome. This month it has been so interesting. You know, Nutrition is very vital when it comes to helping a child with special needs, helping them thrive, helping them move from the place of diagnosis to the place of transformation, to this place of steady progress, daily progress. So we've been on this topic of nutrition and we'll be on it throughout this month. And today we're talking about essential nutrients because so many people are confused when it comes to nutrition. They don't even know actually what they should give their children. So today we're talking about essential nutrients that every child with special needs, what they need. Yes. What if I told you that so many children that still take 3 meals every day are still malnourished? Some take food in the morning and the afternoon, in the evening. Some even have snacks in between, yet they are malnourished. It's not about the number of times you feed your child daily. It's not about the number of times you give them food that matters. What exactly are you feeding that child with developmental issues? What exactly are you feeding that child with special needs? This is what matters. And that is what we are here to discuss today. Come on. Please stay tuned. Children eat every day. And at the end of the day, we need to ask ourselves, what did I really feed my child? The nutrient this child needs to thrive, is this child getting it? Did I feed my child whole meal? Did I feed my child processed meal? Did I feed my child food from God? Or I just fed my child junks and the child's tummy is full? The child's stomach can be full, yet might not be nourished, might not be, full of health, full of the essential vitamins that is needed for that child to grow, for that child to thrive. That is why today, for the minutes we have and for the time we have, we are going to be discussing about it. A child can have a full stomach of lacking nutrients. A child can even look healthy. We live in the days that some people feel because a child is chubby means the child is healthy. Some people say, this child is very chubby, this child is looking very healthy. No, it doesn't always happen like that. It doesn't mean that because the child is looking chubby means that the child is healthy. And for the fact that the child is also looking slim doesn't mean that the child is unhealthy. Please, you need to understand that today because I have gotten this a couple of times. So I was say, my child is looking healthy because, he eats all the time. He eats like five. I've seen children that eat 5, 6 times every day. But on a daily basis, you realize that what the child is even eating is only one class of food. There is no protein, no vitamins, no fat and oil. You are just talking about one type of food. Today, dear parents, sit tight while I show you what you are giving your child, if it's actually benefiting that child or it's actually harming that child. Because when it comes to feeding, what is most important, it is what is in that plate. What does that plate comprise of? Not just I have fed my child. I know you have fed your child, but what did that child actually eat? It's very, very important. Because these children, what they eat can affect their immunity, can affect their concentration, can affect their sleep, can affect their growth. Please take note of this. And today I want to show you the hidden nutrient crisis. You know, when a child is eating and is not getting proper nutrition, is not getting proper all the vitamins that the child needs, you will see that some children will eat most times just rice. These are hidden nutrition crisis, I'm telling you. You just eat rice. The plate is full of jollof rice. Probably there is no protein, no egg, no fish, no beef, no chicken, nothing. Just jollof rice or noodles. Please, if you are here as a parent of a special needs child and you are still feeding your child noodles, please, today, if you still have anyone remaining in your house, go and trash it. Yes, I said so. Go and trash it. You are doing too much harm to your child because it's just empty calories. There is nothing in there that the child is eating. Giving your child noodles is just feeding your child empty. I've seen a child take noodles to school even more than once every week. Even the noodles, it's not as if they are even adding vegetables or removing the what's it called? The MSG, because that sachet you are seeing inside, that seasoning inside is full of MSG, is full of chemicals that are harmful. A research has been carried out that the children that are constantly fed noodles, the children don't do well when it comes to recovery from autism or developmental issues. Don't feed your child just rice, noodles, bread, processed food, biscuit, juice, fizzy drinks. We're already in a fast world, and these parents of special needs children, we need to know better and we need to act better. One thing is about knowing, another thing is about implementation. Don't just hear it and feel, what can I do? I don't have time. I don't have time. You can plan your child's meal. You can plan, you can even do bulk if that will help you instead of just doing fast. Because I know that noodles take, like, they call it, is it 2 minutes? I mean 3 minutes noodles. I have not bought that food for years, up to 6 years. I have not bought it in my house. And when I stopped it, I saw great difference when it comes to my children's health. Not just the one that is having developmental issues, but all of them in general. I have not bought it for years. Even for my own self, I have not taken it. You do not need it. Noodles is not the only food in the world. Bread is not the only food in the world. Pastries, pastas of all kinds. You need to know what that child is eating. I know there are gluten-free pastas that people give their children these days, gluten-free spaghetti, gluten-free macaroni, and all that. But there's one trick to this thing. Do you know that you need to also be very careful when it comes to gluten-free? Because some gluten-free are also highly processed. You see some hidden things inside because you are looking for gluten-free, you jump at it. You need to be very careful, even while giving your child gluten-free products. Know the ones you are giving that child. I always opt for natural, anytime, any day. I always opt for things that I process and things that I cook from the scratch. You see, these 3 minutes, some things that are fast, life can't be that compromised. If you cheat life, life will cheat you. If you cheat some things, those things, it's like you cooking momo, for instance. Momo that's supposed to take maybe a minimum of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour, depending on the medium you're using to cook. You put it on the fire for 5 minutes, you bring it out. The outside might look as if it's trying to form, but the inside is still not okay. And that inside matters most. It's even more important than just that outside that is looking like it's ready. Just camouflage. It's like, this thing is coming out, only for you to open it, you find out that everything is still watery inside. It's not cooked. That is how it is when you give these children some meals that look as if it's just looking flashy from the outside, but you don't know the dangers it's doing to your children and the inside. So pay attention. Take away unnecessary food that doesn't help your child's growth. Take away unnecessary food that doesn't help your child's development. When it comes to special needs, we need to be careful what these children eat. Very, very careful what they eat, because many children are not getting, they are just getting empty calories. Calories you are just counting. No protein, no, the bones are even getting weaker, from highly processed food that these children eat. So every time you give your child food, every time you serve your child, as you're bringing that plate of food, examine it and ask yourself, always go through it. Ask yourself, what is this child eating now? Is this child's body going to get nourished by this food? Is it going to add to this child's growth? Is it going to add to this child's well-being? Or is this food going to make this child more sick? That's why you see some children, they just keep having hospital visits, visit upon visit, because they are just giving the child what is making their immunity low, what is bringing down their immunity. Feed your child what will help them fight diseases. Feed your child what will help them fight sicknesses and what will help them thrive. Feed your child what will help them to concentrate, because a child that is full of concentration, a child that is attentive, is a child that you can teach, is a child that can learn, is a child that can make progress. A child, when you are talking to someone and the child is not even paying attention, how will the child understand what you are saying? So for every meal you are giving your child, you need to pay attention, because many children are just getting calories without proper nutrients. They are just getting it. What is the big difference? You have to realize that your child doesn't just grow because they eat more food. No, they don't grow because they eat more food. They don't grow because they have eaten how many food today. They grow because of what they have absorbed. They grow for the nutrients they have put into their body. That's what they will grow with, not just eating. See, just take that off today. It's not by the number of times you feed your child. It's not by how many times that child ate that day. Rather, focus on what you are giving that child. Focus on the nutrients you have given that child that day, rather than the quantity. The quantity also matters. You can't start feeding the child once a day now that you want to thrive. You can't just start feeding the child now once a day and you want the child to develop well. No. In as much as we are talking about quantity, but quality matters most. It is quality over quantity, because I've seen some children, you go, you see, somebody was telling me in my children's school that these parents just want the child to be fed every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. That means if the child is being fed 2 hours minus the time the child will sleep, the child would have eaten more than 6 times a day. But the question is, that 6 times a day that this child is eating, what is the child really taking? What is the thing that the child is really taking in that 6 times of feeding? It's not just by what they are eating, it's about what they are absorbing. It's the nutrients they are absorbing that should be your major focus. Now, let me share 7 essential nutrients when it comes to feeding your child. Number 1 is protein. You see this? Don't joke with protein. Number 1 is protein, because protein is the brick that your child's body is that brick that you use to build your child's body. You see, protein, don't joke with it. It will help your child's muscle, the child's organ, the child's skin, hormones, brain tissues. Protein. And signs of deficiency is poor growth, frequent sickness, weak muscles. When you see, especially children with cerebral palsy, please pay attention to protein. Make sure that child is having enough protein, because it helps the muscle. Even for weight loss, on my journey losing weight, I prioritize protein to avoid muscle loss. Not just about carbohydrate alone. I prioritize protein to help me build my muscles, because you see, strength training helps when it comes to weight loss, builds stamina, even helps your brain. 7 essential nutrients. We're talking about protein. And what are the sources? Eggs, fish, beans, chicken, as signs of deficiency. Like I said, poor growth, frequent sicknesses, weak muscles. You see this child always weak. You see this child, even the growth, some of them will have stunted growth because they are not getting enough protein. I'm not trying to say that when a child is not, every child's height should be the same. Some are genetics. A tall parent is likely to give birth to tall children. But we're talking about being healthy in general, not just about being chubby, not just about height, not just about, though height also matters. Again, healthy fats. You see these parts, a lot of parents, they really underestimate healthy fats. Most parents fear fats because when your child, you just said, yeah, I know I don't want my child to be fat, like one of my children. Yeah, I know. When you just say, take healthy fat, I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be fat. My mom is always working on her weight. I don't want to be fat. If you don't want to be fat, that's your own too as a parent. You don't want your child to be fat. So when you hear healthy fat, you run away from it. Please don't do that after now. From today, pay attention to healthy fat because the brain is nearly 60% fat. Your child's brain is nearly 60% fat. And for that child to thrive, we need healthy fat as well. Because when a child is low in fat, you see the child's brain performance becomes low. The child's brain performance become low. So the child needs healthy brain fat. And what are the sources of healthy fat? We're talking about avocado pear. Very essential, very crucial for brain formation, very crucial for brain tissues. We're talking about fish, some nuts, seeds. You need to pay attention to this. So that's why, as I give your child food, you find out, is there protein in this meal? Have I given healthy fats in this meal? You check for the different classes of food. Don't just carry one class of food and just give. Sometimes you will give the child the yam in the morning, you give the child rice in the afternoon, you're giving the child gari in the evening. The child has eaten same class of food throughout the day. Maybe the snacks will not be biscuits and one juice, one fizzy drink. That's all the child has eaten. The child ate plenty times. The child ate, and the child's tummy is full. But if you examine that food that the child ate, can you say that this is exactly what this child ate that is going to help the child? Or you just fed the child because you want to just feed for the tummy? Please pay attention to this. Another class is carbohydrates. Many parents know this carbohydrate because, especially in this region, in this part of the world, we have carbohydrates in abundance, but not all carbs are equal. When bread and sweet potato are put side by side, if you want to choose, I know many people will go for bread. Please, bread is carbohydrate, sweet potato is, but the benefit sweet potato has over bread is a lot. When it comes to feeding your child, pay attention to the content of the food. Pay attention to what the food contains. Pay attention to what is inside what you are feeding that child, not just the class, not just that name. White bread versus sweet potato, juice versus whole fruits. So parents want it fast. Just go to the store bought fizzy drink, and you sitting down to make some juice from fruits yourself. You can't compare them. This one is feeding the child directly. This one is even draining the child's energy. The other one, the fizzy drink, the carbonated drink, the sodas, is draining the child, while the other one is fueling the child. So which would you rather go for? As for me, I'm team natural. I love to do natural things. I love to give natural food, even for my own self. Because I always say, parenting is first about you. You need to pay attention to what you are also eating. You need to pay attention to what you are even putting inside your body too. Because when you are talking about special needs children, most times they learn by imitation. As they're seeing you eat this, it naturally pick interest. There are a lot of things my child was not eating before, but because it's a constant food in the house, he had no other choice but to join the train. They say join the moving train. He joined the moving train because he realized that, this is constant. If you run away from me today, you are still going to see it the next day. That's why constant exposure, when we're talking about picky eating, tomorrow we're going to be talking about picky eating. Please don't miss it. Constant exposure is very, very important. And we teach this in the Pistol Parents Tribe. If you want to register, please send us a DM. You will have meal plan. You will have proper guidance. We will track what your child is eating. I bet you don't want to miss being in that tribe. A lot of parents that are there, they're already testifying. We will guide you on what and what to feed your child. It will just be business as usual. You're not going to just start eating anything. Number 3 is vitamins. 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 They are the tiny managers of the body. Vitamins. Because even when protein and carbs are present, vitamins helps everything work correctly. You see that vitamins, it helps everything work correctly, even when that protein is present, even when that carbohydrate is present. You have to pay attention to vitamins. Vitamins can never be taken out when it comes to feeding your child. Pay attention to vitamins, minerals, iron, you know, iron deficiency. I hope we know that iron deficiency is one of the highest deficiencies when it comes to children with developmental issues. Iron deficiency, it's one of the biggest, one of the highest, one of the biggest on this journey. If you do tests, if you take a child and run the child through some vitamin tests, you will find out that most times iron is always deficient. Iron is always not adequate. Please, parents, pay attention to feeding your child. When it comes to iron, look for iron-rich foods to feed that child. It is very important and it will help the child. You will see, when you see a lot of children that eat what's it called? Things that are not edible, that are not food in nature. You see some children, they can pick even wood and be chewing. Apart from the fact that some of them are sensory, they feel, they like the texture of it. So many of them are deficient in iron. Picker, that's what it's called. They eat things that are not food. They can just sit down between paper. They chew, they can put even shoe in their mouth. Pick things, eat anything that is not food. They are iron deficient. And it's very common worldwide, no matter the race, no matter the region. Iron deficiency is very common. So when you are feeding your child, look at, and one of these symptoms too is fatigue you get when the body is lacking iron. Poor concentration. You see aggressiveness, irritability. A child is always steaming, being aggressive, not concentrating. You find out that iron is deficient. Another part that you realize is fiber. Fiber is one of the most overlooked nutrients. Fiber, and it helps when it comes to digestion. Fiber helps when it comes to bowel movements. If you are a child if you are a parent that the child is not potty trained, pay attention to fiber. Pay attention to fiber. Very, very crucial. Very, very crucial. It helps in the child's gut health and immunity. It helps in digestion. Fiber will make the child use the toilet more often. So don't take away fiber. Do not take away fiber when it comes to your child's diet. Nutrient deficiency warning signs. What are the nutrient deficiency warning signs? Could this be the problem I wanted to ask today? Could this be nutritional problem? When you see frequent illnesses, when you see poor sleep, when you see hyperactivity, it's not because the child has ADHD, that's why the child is hyperactive. Find out what is that hyperactivity trying to communicate to you. Poor concentration, delay growth, mood swings. When it comes to mood swings, it's not just that because the child is autistic, that's why the child is having mood swing. Find out what nutrients is this child lacking. Constipation, dry skin. Constipation, dry skin. These are great signs. One thing I should let you know, a great mistake that parents make. A great mistake is rewarding children with junk food. Please, parents, if you're on that table, please come down from that table. A lot of children are promised junk food for doing their chores. Then when you do this, when you finish your homework, I'll give you that biscuit because it's easy, it's simple, it's kind of little that you can just pass to the child. Please stop it from today. Stop giving your child junk as reward for one good behavior. Stop giving your child junk as reward for doing something right. Please, that is not a sign that you love your child. Because you can love your child and actually kill your child. You can love your child and also harm your child. If the child is on junk on a daily basis, you are not doing that child any good. Rather, you are doing that child harm. Please take away junk. That's one major mistake. If I do this, there was one thing my child asked me, if I do this, will I get? I said, no. It's not because I want you to do it right. I will not promise you that I was going to give you junk. Why? If I do it, am I helping you? Is it good to your system? Is it good to your health? That is one thing you need to ask. Another mistake is thinking weight gain equals good health. I talked about this when I started. Thinking weight gain equals good health because we live in a world that feels because a child is chubby. When you give birth to a child, the child is weighing how many kgs. Say, this child is just fresh. This child is looking very healthy. Weight gain doesn't mean good health. And being slim doesn't also mean good health. It is until a child, it's not until a child is fat that you can say the child is healthy. No. It's not until the child is fat that you can say, this child is well nourished. No. In fact, being chubby at times doesn't equal being healthy. Neither does being slim either. It doesn't mean that because the child is healthy, because the child is chubby, the child is fat, means that the child is healthy. No, it doesn't mean be healthy. No. Another biggest mistake, number 3, is forcing food. Many parents want to force food into you just want to force. Like I said, modeling is greater than forcing. You don't get result by forcing. Some children end up hating the food you want them to love by forcing it on them. Do not force. Just apply modeling. Constant exposure, like I said. We'll be delving into that tomorrow more. Don't do force. You eat this child, you press the child down, you press the child's nose, you'll be fighting with the child to eat. No. Constant exposure. Another thing is, presentation. The way you present it. Do you know that the plate you use in giving the child food can even determine whether that child is going to eat that food? Don't serve that meal anyhow. There is no anyhowness here when it comes to parenting children with special needs. You need to pay attention to these little things. Pay attention to it because in there might be the solution that you are looking for. Number 4 mistake is ignoring breakfast. You see, breakfast, don't ignore it. And also give your child breakfast rich in protein. Don't start the day with high sugar meals that will make the child jump everywhere. Prioritize protein as the child's breakfast. Very, very crucial. Very, very crucial. Prioritize giving your child protein. It's not everything. Another mistake they make is copying adult diet. It's not everything that an adult can just wake up and eat eba and soup, curry and soup. Doesn't mean that you just get a child, sit the child down and load the child with curry and soup in the morning and they are going to school. No. You need to pay attention to all this. The mistakes we are treating today are all this. So pay attention when it comes to essential nutrients. I'm going to be going through some when it comes to special needs in particular. Essential nutrients you need for these children. include magnesium. Don't overlook magnesium. Magnesium is very important. It helps a child to be calm. Don't overlook magnesium. Zinc. Magnesium, zinc, very, very crucial. Look for food that are high in zinc. Pumpkin seed is one of them. Very, very crucial in zinc and in magnesium. It will help that child's symptom of all those hyperactivity, lack of focus, jumping everywhere. Pay attention to all this. Zinc, magnesium, calcium. Some children are calcium deficient. They are lacking in calcium. Give lots of calcium-rich food. Balance to children's meal. Don't just give for the sake of giving. Give calcium. We've talked about protein. We've talked about carbohydrates, but other vitamins, iron, magnesium, zinc. Give these children regularly. There are several others which time will not permit us to start elaborating on. We might do another session to really explain other vitamins that are needed for your child's development when it comes to parenting a child with special needs. Because if you don't pay attention to this and you're just focused on just giving just normal, let the child eat, let the child be full, as far as the child is eating, as far as the child is full, you might be missing it. You might be getting it all wrong without knowing. So you need to pay attention to the nutrition of that child, the nutrients, the vitamins that the child is getting. Pay attention on a daily basis. That's why I said every day evaluate what you've given your child. Find out what is in that plate. Find out, what did I give my child today? Is it complete diet? Is this child lacking in anyone? To pay attention to all that. Today, I have shown you what nutrients your child needs. But every parent ask me the same questions every day. How do I actually get my child to eat this food consistently? Because I get that. How do I get my child to eat this food consistently? Not just, okay, I know it. One thing is to know something. Another thing is to apply it. Another thing is to get committed to it. Because some people run. It's not he that starts that get the reward, but he that finishes, he that gets to the end. Because it's easy to just say, okay, I've heard this, you just roll with it. Without a committed process, without a community, you don't get that consistency you're looking for. Without a community, you don't get that consistency you're looking for. That's why I am inviting you. I am inviting you to the Pacesetter Parents Tribe. If you have not registered, you might be the only one outside. Please do well. It will help you in small measure. When I started going for help for my child, I searched for it. I ran with it with my money, my time, resources, everything, my energy. I went for it. And today I am happy that I did. I am happy. Okay, someone is asking, how do I register? Send us a DM. The Pacesetter mom, send us a DM, or you can send us WhatsApp messages. We'll drop our phone numbers. Send us WhatsApp messages or numbers of our admin. You can reach the numbers. I don't know if that can be put. Please, admin, you can drop the phone number. Yes, drop the phone number. Let them contact the number for registration. Just send a DM, WhatsApp message. You can also call to say you want to register for the Pacesetter. We are starting 1st of September 2026, and it's a yearly program. It's an annual program. It's running through 31st August. That's a whole year. A whole year of, we are talking about daily implementation. We're not talking about we just meeting once a month. There's weekly webinars. There is daily. There are things you will do on a daily basis. There are things you'll be taught on a daily basis. There are voice notes, resources, and you'll also be getting access to experts. You'll be getting access to experts, not just I. you'll be getting access to experts on this journey, then you also be getting access to community. I have benefited from community a lot, so I know what I am talking about. This is not something that is just mere wealth. I have benefited because sometimes you just feel you're doing it right. Do you know that just yesterday night, there's a one-on-one, because we also do one-on-one coaching. Probably you don't want to join the community. You want us to help your child on this journey one-on-one. One of my one-on-one clients reached out to me yesterday because I gave a me plan. I gave a particular, because we realized what the child was deficient in and the symptoms the child was showing, and I gave what it should give the child. The woman just assumed so many things and added everything together. Because why you need community, why you need access to experts and those that have experience, certified in what you are looking for, is you might feel you know what to do. How to apply that thing is another thing. That woman felt until I had to give her, because it was just, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. Because it's in phases, some parents just want to see today. I can't wait till tomorrow. She has just run with the information without even getting the proper guidance. Before you know it, I told her, okay, give me what and what you are doing. Let's see the day-to-day activities of this child. Let's see this child's me. I found out that the way she was giving it, the timing, everything was wrong. We had to rephrase, and instantly we started correcting it. That's yesterday, because she just started. As we just started correcting that yesterday, today, in the a twinkle of an eye, that's what I would just say, because this is just like 24 hours. There is already changes. Meanwhile, she was just getting it all wrong, missing everything together. Maybe what you're supposed to do first, you are doing it last. You won't get the result. No matter how, even the good thing, if you do the good thing the wrong way, you won't still get the result you're looking for. So having access to community where everyone is taught. Look at how it's been done. You see, you have access to questions. Here, you might not really have, because there's no one section that will fix that child. You know that anybody promising you that is just lying to you. You are not going to get it by tips and hacks. It's not in just getting one section and running with it that will fix that situation. Not one section. No. It's a journey. It's a journey. Even me, I am still on the journey. There are still one more step, one more milestone, one more this to get. Not to talk of just taking one section and running with it. Okay, I've heard I should give this, I should give that. Okay, I did that one. So last week when we talked about some food, talking about pawpaw and everything, how somebody was happy. I'll just go get pawpaw. If you load pawpaw morning till night, tomorrow you get pawpaw again, load it to your child system. It might not give you that result. Application matters most. So if you've not joined the Pista Parents Tribe, you need to apply. Our numbers are there. Contact us, send a DM, send messages, or send message on WhatsApp, or send message on any of them, depending on whether it's email. You can send us an email on the mom@gmail.com. You can call. We'll be there to answer you and give you the assistance you need. See you tomorrow. We are going to be meeting again by 2 p.m. West Africa time. Please take notes. This month, we're talking about nutrition. We're talking about how diet helps children, and we're talking about different aspects of it on a daily basis. Even with that, there are a lot of aspects to talk about when it comes to parenting special needs child. You can't get it in one section. See you tomorrow. Please invite others, those that you know will benefit. Invite them, tell them about our daily lives, and God bless you. See you.